welcome to IndiaGlitz.com. My name is Salil, your friendly neighborhood reviewer reporting for duty once again. We've had two films released this week, but I think I've chosen the former, A, because of the stellar star cast. So TE3N is what I'll be reviewing today. And when you have a Trimurti like that, like Nawazuddin, Mr. Bachchan and Vidya Balan, mostly things can't go wrong. Anyway, like we always have practice, Salil Acharya on Twitter, on Instagram or on Facebook, whatever comments you want to make, I try to keep it as honest as possible. Remember, I'm like the umpire. I see it and I call it. You've got the third umpire views that you guys have, and there's always a different perspective that comes across. So let's get straight to TE3N. It's an official remake of a film montage, a Korean film, and a lot of them, a lot of these films do take their remake rights. It's officially purchased, of course. They take their remake rights from a lot of these other films. I'm sure we're going to be exploring a lot of Chinese films very soon also, a lot of Latin American films, because they're very, very good in content. And so this film, release date was changed. It was clashing with Sarabjit earlier. And of course, Daddy Dearest didn't want to clash with daughter-in-law Dearest, so he shifted the dates. That's what we hear. So it came out pretty much a solo release. The film written and directed by Ribudas Gupta, and of course in the Sujoy Ghosh stable, produced by Sujoy. So there's a lot of feel of Kahani and Piku there. Why the similarities? Because there's a Mr. Bachchan, it's Calcutta. Mr. Bachchan's playing a bit of a grump also in between, of course, for two completely diametrically opposite reasons. One, he's got a stomach upset, of course, in Piku. And in this film, he loses his granddaughter. But he's got a scowl on his face throughout the film. The streets of Calcutta are there. The familiarity is there with Nawazuddin Siddiqui also being part of this film. And of course, his Kahani favorite, Vidya Balan, being there as well. So all three brilliant actors. Let's talk about the acting first. I think this poker face Nawazuddin Siddiqui, I really liked. When he was on his bike on Howrah Bridge, wow, fantastic. He plays a cop who, because of some incidents in his life, becomes a priest. And then eventually he feels that it's time to give back to society, and so he becomes a priest. Mr. Bachchan loses his granddaughter and keeps trying to find out what happened to her. Did she get abducted? What exactly was the story? Why they could never find the killer? He has dedicated his entire life to find that killer. He goes to police station every day and he meets the lovely Vidya Balan. Vidya Balan has that twinkle in her eye every time she smiles. You just want to go and hug her. So all three fantastically complementing each other. And there's a fourth very important character in this film, Sabyasachi Chakravarti, a very fine actor himself. In between the four of these people, there's some constant twists and turns, and it's obviously a very taut thriller in the second half. My problem is with the first half. It sort of just meanders, You spend knowing that there is an objective that Mr. Bachchan in the film is looking for that killer. And there are quite a few sequences where, yes, it's very nice on the eye because they're fantastic actors, but the screenplay looks very dragged. In the second half, there's some brilliant twists and turns, but the problem is there's a lot of repetition. And also, without me revealing how it got me very confused, there's a timeline confusion that happens in the film. In my understanding, nobody in the theater understood what was going on. It's only when we saw two consecutive scenes after this timeline switch did we say, oh, okay. I didn't understand that. It wasn't like, oh, okay, wow. See, that's what Phobia was all about. Phobia was fantastic twists and turns. They didn't explain too much. They left a lot of it to the intelligence of the audience. Here, I think too much explaining was done, especially in the second half. So here's a story I can't give you too much about. Who's the killer? Who's the kidnapper? Did they find the daughter? Or what? I can't tell you too much about. But all I can tell you is, if you go in there expecting a blockbuster kahani, you're going to be a little disappointed. Even though there's enough in there that could have been another kahani, or as good if not better. But here I feel the pace was a little labored. A little faster, especially in the second half, would have been so much better. Too much backtracking, I think we lost a bit of the juice in the story, So if you're looking to get up and go and have a popcorn and come back, there's probably a rerun still happening of the story that happened there. So yeah, can't be too critical about too many things in the film. With this star cast, we could have gone all out. It could have been a blockbuster, but I don't think it's going to be that. Only 2.5 stars I give for this film. It might be a tad harsh, but there you go. When you have like the best actors in the industry in a film, you expect the best kind of film that could be made. I felt here the filmmaker and the producer here could have sort of tweaked it around a little bit. I can't explain it to you. It's like my boat took off from one side of the bank and got stuck midway. It just didn't go ahead. So sadly, a little bit of disappointment there. But yeah, you're free for your own opinions. Remember, you can always write into me, Salil Acharya, my Twitter handle, Instagram, Facebook, it's all the same. We got our reviews in there. We've got our views. I will be waiting for your answers and replies. Bye-bye.